Man, YouTube kind of sucks right now. I'm not growing, I'm not making any progress. I can't even get more than 5 likes on a video. What am I gonna do?
Just beg for likes and subscribers, bro. It's easy.
Huh. You really think that'll work? Just begging like right before the video?
Yeah, man. I got 1 million subscribers. And you can get 1 million subscribers too. Just beg for likes and subscribers.
Alright, well you heard him. I mean, you gotta subscribe to the channel now. And let's see if we can get 10 likes on this video. Let's get started.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Panther and welcome your faces to another commentary. In today's commentary, we are going to be discussing the possibilities of a DLC 5 in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. So this all kind of really started when over the summer there was an update to Black Ops 3 and some data miners went into the update and they found a whole bunch of like new codes for Origins and Ascension and Kino and a whole bunch of other, lines of coding and assets that we were really confused about. So we were all speculating, oh my goodness, is there gonna be like a Resurrection 2.0 kind of DLC where it's a zombies only DLC and we're gonna get a whole bunch of remastered maps? Like how crazy would that have been? That would have been awesome. But then Revelations was announced and then we were all like, oh wow, so it's just kind of like a smaller map with smaller sections of different maps and it's all just kind of remastered. Like that's awesome, that's cool, that's great. And then, we were kind of playing through the map and we were like, it's pretty cool. And then we found the Easter egg and we're like, boom, let down. But then, here comes the thing. Recently, people are like, oh my lord, we just found like some textures and some files for Origins and Ascension things that aren't in Revelations. But the problem is, the things about Origins, there were, the schematics for the conversion generators on Origins. People were like, oh wow, this isn't in Revelations, so does that mean we're getting an Origins remaster? But if you look closely on the first jump pad that leads to Origins, if you turn to the left as soon as you land, the schematics are right there, so you can't say that those aren't in the game. But the thing is that there is still coding for Ascension, and there is a texture for like a little electric box for Ascension. So we're like, oh wow, shoot, does this mean we're gonna get an Ascension remaster? Me personally, I think that would be really cool to have an Ascension remaster. Is it likely to happen though? Probably not. Does this code suggest that it could happen? Yeah, it could happen. There's a chance for it to happen, but there's also a chance for a whole bunch of other things to happen. Like, there's a chance that I could be fucking Kate Upton. But is that really gonna happen? Nah, probably not. Is an Ascension remake gonna happen? Probably not. My guess is they were going to put a part of Ascension into Revelations, but they felt that it didn't flow with the map, it didn't really add anything, so they kind of just scrapped it. But they left the code in there because Treyarch loves to leave the code in there for us to, speculate on and be like, oh my lord, we're gonna get some hype up in here. So that's really what's been going on. People are like, we're gonna get an Ascension remaster, we're gonna get an Origins remaster. My guess is we're probably not. And the chances of a new DLC coming out are actually fairly low. You kind of have to think about this reasonably from Treyarch's standpoint and Activision's standpoint. Activision made $3.6 billion on in-game microtransaction sales in all their games. $3.6 billion, that's a lot of money just on microtransactions like supply drops and boxes and everything. Like, that's just freaking insane. So if you think that they're gonna, stop with the microtransactions, you're dead wrong. And we've already seen that. We've already seen that they're releasing new supply drop weapons, and with Newton's Cookbook, you actually have to buy distills, which is just like, us gotta spend even more money to get these things, and Activision just makes more money and they get happy in their pants when they see revenue. So a completely new DLC, let's talk about that. If there is going to be a new DLC, then that means that Treyarch would have to take their time out from working on Call of Duty 2018 into Black Ops 3, which we do know that they're going to be supporting it, but we don't know exactly how much. So people are so just expecting a DLC 5. And if we don't get a DLC 5, many people are going to be let down. It's going to be kind of like Revelations again, all over again. We were expecting like a 15-minute cutscene to kind of explain everything, wrap everything up, answer all the questions that we have, but we were kind of left with something that more or less left the story open for the next game, and people were disappointed. Why? Because they overhyped themselves. People were expecting something so cool and so amazing, even when Treyarch never said that they were going to do something so cool and so amazing for the cutscene. People just overhyped themselves, and when they were, not met with the expectations, they were disappointed and said Revelations is a terrible map, which Revelations is a good map, and the ending is good, but because people were so hyped and expecting something completely different, it was a letdown for those people. So if they're going to make another DLC, that means that this map would have to be completely insane, and it would have to completely blow Revelations out of the water. Would that happen? I don't know. With the time that they've been working on it, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think they're gonna take their time out from working on the next Call of Duty to try to make an amazing DLC map. I don't think that's gonna happen. And if they do end up doing that, then that means that one, they would either have to make a zombies only DLC, which could be cool. It could be a whole bunch of like remakes, and then we could get a brand new zombies map, because remakes are fairly easy to make. That, you know, they don't take as much time as creating a whole new map from scratch. But if they want Black Ops 3 to still be successful, and if they want this DLC to sell, they're going to have to include multiplayer maps, which completely limits what zombies can do with this DLC. Because the truth is that multiplayer is always going to be the backbone of a Call of Duty game, no matter what. No matter what. It doesn't matter if zombies is better than multiplayer. Multiplayer is still going to have more players than zombies, because people are just more interested in multiplayer. It's the truth. It's a sad truth, because sometimes zombies is better than multiplayer, but multiplayer is the backbone of Call of Duty, and that's why people want to play it so much. If you looked at Black Ops 2, when Black Ops 2 was in its prime, if there were 600,000 or so people playing multiplayer, zombies numbers were pretty much cut in half, and there were only like 300,000 people playing zombies at the same time. Zombies is not as popular as multiplayer, so if they want the DLC to sell, then they're gonna have to include multiplayer maps, which means we'll probably only get 1 zombies map and 4 multiplayer maps. But then again, since they're working on the next Call of Duty, this might end up being just like a remake DLC. You know what I'm saying? Like it might include a remade zombies map and 4 remade multiplayer maps, and that would be kind of cool, but we can already play on those maps. So I personally think a new DLC is completely out of the water, and we need to stop expecting a new DLC to come out, because then we're just going to get upset when it doesn't. Personally, I think what they're going to do for zombies is introduce a new game mode, maybe a new game mechanic, or some new gobblegums, because gobblegums, microtransactions, we want to buy those gobblegums, so then Activision gets their money and they're happy yet again. Or what they could also be doing is they could be introducing new game modes and new mechanics into Black Ops 3 for their next game. They could be like, okay, here's an idea, here's a game mode that we have that we want to release in the next Call of Duty. Let's release it in Black Ops 3, see how the community reacts, and understand what we need to do to make it better, so we can tweak things for when we actually release the full thing in our next Call of Duty game coming out next year. I personally think that's what's going to be happening. If they brought back Grief, that would be amazing, because I loved Grief so much. I thought it was so much fun just to get on a team and see which team is the better zombies players. Like, I thought that was so cool. It was executed fairly well. I mean, there were a couple problems, but if they tweaked Grief just a little bit and then released it into Black Ops 3, I think that would be so cool, and I would have so much fun playing Grief on Black Ops 3. So that all personally is my opinion. Do I think we're going to be seeing a DLC 5? Probably not. Is there a chance that it could happen? Yes, there is a chance that it could happen, but I don't know if it's the right choice for Activision and Treyarch to make. Personally, I don't see it happening. I see maybe a new game mode, maybe a couple new gobblegums. They've already released new supply drop weapons, so I don't see why they wouldn't try to release some new gobblegums. So leave what you think Treyarch is going to be doing with Black Ops 3 down in the comments section below. My name has been Panther. Tell your friends, tell your family, subscribe, hit that like button. Like I said, let's go for 10 likes, and I will see you guys in the next one.